Abby Andrew here, back on the René of Paris channel for another live stream today. In just a moment, I will be having a guest joining me for this live stream from one of my favorite segments that we do on our René of Paris channel, which is a Get Ready With Me. Now, the reason I love Get Ready With Me segments that we do on here is because what this entails is we have a guest come on and they walk me through a makeup look of their choosing. So it's really fun for me to get to try out these new makeup looks. Every time I do one of these, I end up walking away from it with a new type of makeup technique that I incorporate into my regular day-to-day makeup look. And I love trying all these different methods for doing different makeup techniques. Makeup in general is so fun because there's so many different ways you can do it. It's really up to how you're comfortable doing your makeup. So there's no one right way to do it. But then especially when it comes to doing makeup with alopecia, for example, like I have, there's so many different ways to do your brows and lashes if you're missing yours like I am. So it's also fun to try all sorts of those. Every time I do a Get Ready With Me on here and it's someone who is doing their brows who has alopecia, every time I do one of these with them, I kind of pick up tips from that. So I feel like I always learn something from these. And then in general, it's always just fun to have a guest on here talk about their experiences, whether it's with hair loss or whether it's just with like wearing wigs, and getting to share our experiences about that. So she will be joining me in just a moment, but for now, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to jump into this. So we're going to be doing a makeup look from start to finish, which is why I'm wearing no makeup right now. I don't even have any sort of concealer on or anything. And then by the end of this video, we're going to have really great glam on our faces, and we're going to play with some wigs as well. So I think we're going to be showing 2 wigs in this video. The one that I'm wearing right now is Cody from the Amore Collection, which is one of my all-time favorite go-to wigs. I have it tied back in a little ponytail. And then I think we're going to be trying 2 other wigs in this video that I'm not going to give them away just yet. But I will be showing those soon. So let's see. I'm not sure if we're having any sort of connection issues. So in the meantime, I'll just hang out and talk with you guys. I can maybe give you a preview of some of the different makeup things that I have that I think we're going to use. Again, the fun thing about these Get Ready With Me segments is that the guest kind of leads it. So it's really fun to play with different eyeshadow colors, lip colors, and then of course the wig colors when we do incorporate that. So with me here, I'm prepared for whatever our guest wants to send my way. I'm prepared to try to copy with my different eyeshadow colors. I have like a neutral palette here, and then with this one I have kind of like a bright colored palette. So we'll see what kind of colors we end up working with. I believe we're going for more of like a neutral tones look. And then we're also going to be talking about how you might want to adjust your makeup based on the different hair colors. So that's something really fun because the guest who's going to be joining us in just a moment, she changes up her wigs as much as I do. So I think we're going to have a lot to talk about, a lot in common with how we both change up our makeup and our outfits depending on our wigs. So she's joining us right now. Let me just accept her request to join. I'm super excited for this live stream, and I'm really excited to see whatever makeup look you're going to walk me through today and then try to follow along with it.
Absolutely. Well, I've so you could tell, no makeup, no nothing. So completely, I said, talk about like being vulnerable on camera, right? You're like, I have no lighting, no nothing.
I was just feeling the same way, but that's the
right.
fun of this, because it really just shows like the realness of it and the transformation.
Exactly, right? That if this isn't about transparency, then I don't know what is. So
exactly.
And
before we jump into the makeup look, do you want to just introduce yourself to everyone watching?
Oh, sorry. Yes. So Sarah Ingalls, otherwise known as the Atomic Blonde. And yeah, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, pretty much everywhere. And really, it's all about empowerment for me, for both men and women. But obviously, being a woman myself, it's a lot about really just helping people embrace who they are and being okay with and actually proud of whatever that is. And I think that that's so important right now in our world where we have a lot of do's and don'ts, and you should be this or you shouldn't be that. Instead of just really realizing, you know, we have a very short time to enjoy life and have a good time and celebrate all the positive things. And so really it's all about, I guess, positivity and trying to just enjoy life and take everything that it comes with, including crazy fashion and design. And so I actually own a healthcare company and a software company. And the Atomic Blonde is my hobby company. So I definitely have a day job, which is why I love wigs and fast makeup, because I do not always have the time that some other people are gifted with. So
yeah, and I'm all about that kind of fast lifestyle. Like I love looking glam, but I love to do it really quickly. So
Yes.
this sounds like the perfect kind of makeup look to try out today. So do you want to start with the first step that we have?
Sure. So I'm just going to assume that everybody already did their skin regimen. I am terrible that I go to bed with eyelashes and makeup on at night and very rarely forget. I don't forget. It's literally a choice. I go, I'm too tired. I don't care. And I should.
I do that very often as well. So.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna be totally honest. I know people are like, set an alarm. Yeah, I do. And then I still go, no. So most of the time the eyelashes get off. Otherwise they're on my pillow. Outside of that, it's pretty much a free for all. So in the morning I wash my face and I put on, you know, that's a different show, whatever regimen you put on for skincare, you know, vitamin B, C, whatever. And so at this point, this is it. I washed my face this morning when I started meetings at 7:30. And I've been without makeup all day. And so this is what I would normally do after I put on lotion. Okay. So literally that's where I'm at. So, you know, we talked about this. We didn't talk about much, Abby, before the show. So people know it's totally unscripted, which I love. But I am a weirdo about base. I am still the 19-year-old girl that likes my base. I know a lot of people don't, and they love the, you know, they put little dots everywhere and they blend it. And that's great if that works for you. I am not smart or coordinated enough. I try and not my thing. I also I've done BBL. And I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but it's the broadband light. So it removes by lasers, like any kind of sunscreen spots, cancer stuff that you have. So you'll notice on me on my pictures, and everyone thinks that they're filtered and they're not. The BBL has made my skin kind of all one tone or more so. Wow. Although being Swedish and fairly pale, I still get kind of redness, but my chest, if you notice in pictures, I still have a lot of freckles and age spots on my chest because I didn't do it there yet because it's expensive, right? So I went for the money first. So I tend to mix. And so my issue is I've never found a base since literally probably Clinique had it. I don't even know how long ago. I've gone to Chanel. I've done all the stuff. And so right now I'm using a MAC base let me back up. I'm sorry. So before I even start, see, this is totally, I like this conceal and fix. Have you ever used like one of those? Primer? Well, so yeah, so you know, you just squeeze a little bit out, and when you rub it in and you put it on your face, it's going to feel like powder on your face, which is weird because it's liquid. But it feels very silky and like almost like a silky powder. And I find I'm very dry. I live in Colorado, so close to the sun, and my skin, I could not get enough lotion if I put on 50 times a day. So I like that because I think it just helps my skin absorb it in the right way. So you're supposed to put it on. This is just Revolution, but honestly, any brand, I've switched brands, whatever they have. I'm cheap, kids. So I'm Target, whatever my grocery store most of the time carries. I'm not going to lie. And so anyway, so I let it sit for, you know, just a few minutes, and I'm not going to be so picky today, but then I do, so you can see my little sponge. And I will do like 3 squirts of this. This is a little orangey for me. Have you noticed that some bases tend to pull orange?
Sometimes, yeah. Depends on
or they're too light. So like this one is super light, right? So I will add then just a couple little squirts of that. So again, that's where I'm at.
Okay. So just find the right mix for yourself by blending them together.
And then I use this, which is a sunscreen. I wear it every day. It's a tinted sunscreen. It's only like $35, guys. So really inexpensive. No reason not to use sunscreen on your face. And then I use a couple squirts of that. So it turns into this kind of like hot mess.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So and then literally, this is how fast. I just go like this. I don't even mix it in on the sponge. And then literally just rub it around my face. And I know people will go, oh, that's like so aggressive. Yeah, I don't have time for like little stuff. So literally and especially up into your hairline when you're wearing wigs, I think is super important. And then I actually go over my eyelids. So not everybody does it. I try to avoid my eyebrows because I'm going to pencil those in. We'll talk about those in a minute. But I put it all over, and I even do my eyelids so that basically what I'm trying to do is get really what it was called a long time ago. And I have my cosmetology license, so I'm a little old school. I was born in 1970, if that explains how old I am. But I love that it gives me moisture, But
Yeah.
to me, and then I go back with my hands, and I'm a big hand person. I don't know if anyone else is. I've already washed my hands. But I feel like it kind of allows me to really rub it in, where sometimes I feel like I love this sponge in the application part. And look, you're so good at it, but I get tired of it. Like, I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
that's true. It's just a lot of blending and motion.
Right.
I'm all about using my hands in makeup routine too, and it really just saves a lot of time, I think.
I think so too. And yes, some of it comes off on your hand, but let's be honest, it comes off on the sponge. The reason I started on this sponge, because someone asked me that, well, why don't you just start it on your hands and then put it on your face? I used to, but here's my thing with my eyebrows now, because you can see, like, this is natural eyebrow. I need microblading. Mine's wearing off and I haven't had them colored. So this is like, I have no eyebrows. I mean, they're crazy. Well, I mean, I have them, but you know what I mean? They're fairly faint. Once I do my eyebrows though, sometimes I'll get a little crazy. I don't know if anyone else does, and I draw outside the lines and then I'm like, whoopsie, I got to go fix it. Well, then when I fix it, right now I've taken off the base and the makeup. So this is a great thing to save, because then I can just go right back over.
On there. You can just kind of dab
and
it
it's
right
already blended.
That's perfect.
Yep.
Oh, that's
So
a really
little
good tip.
trick, don't take it all off of there. Leave some on, because you're going to come back and use it. So
right. That is a good idea.
And then I actually apply a matte finish fix twice.
Oh, okay.
Now, lots of people don't, but I do.
So now, is that like a setting spray?
Yeah. So it's a matte, and a lot of it is, again, I just have really dry skin, so I use a lot of lotion. And so I don't want to look greasy, but I want to look fresh and dewy. And so I just hold it back. And I
kind of similar here. It's another matte finish primer.
Yeah, a couple spritz, and then I take a big brush like this and just pack it in. So some people leave it and let it dry, but my thought is, if you think about it, you just spray droplets everywhere. And so you might get a droplet here, but not here. And so I just go like this and just make it go in. Yep. And then I'll use that when I'm done at the end as well. But I always think it's just really good to just settle my base down, because that really is what I want to hold.
Yeah, that's a really great tip, because I think sometimes if I put my foundation on and then I put the other makeup on top, it just kind of slips or can feel a little oily. So I think this will be really helpful for that.
And then I don't know about you, I don't know about you, Abby, but I am so, some people do exactly the same order of their makeup every day, and I just don't. I am such a squirrel that I don't do it the same. But one thing that I do my eyelashes kind of in a routine. I will admit that. And I carry just a bag. I am one of those people, I'll be in the bathroom and, you know, spread out all over the counter. But I am a huge lip liner girl. And I have a natural lip liner that is pretty much the color, I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty much the color of what, right? Because my lips are really dark. Not everybody's are. I don't know why, but I feel like they're super dark. And so I'm a huge lip liner girl, and I thought I would be able to see, but I cannot. So I'm going to hold up my mirror over here to do this, because I cannot see that far away. But what I tend to do when I line them, and hopefully you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. I overline a little bit, but I overline down in the bottom here, not over here. Okay. That's the secret, I think, for me is, and everyone's lips are so different. Some people really can overline because they're, as we get older and age, this outer lip kind of structure gets softer. And so it kind of molds in, but then you also get more lip wrinkles. And so it can be a challenge. And I have a very sharp kind of point here. Okay. And I don't love it. So I try to fill that in a little bit.
Interesting. So I guess this stuff kind of depends on your own natural lip shape to begin with and how you prefer them to look. Yeah, I got lip, full lips once, and I looked ridiculous. They just don't, it is terrible. So you can get liner to help those stay up a little bit. You know, you can plump a little bit, but for me, I can't overfill my lips. I don't have the lip material, I guess, to work with. So now with the pencil, again, I go a little lower down here to fill it out. And then I fill in my little divot here a little more. And I think what you end up getting, if you don't go too overline in these corners here, you want to like meet up.
right? So I meet up to my natural line up here,
Yeah.
but I overfill down here and I overfill up top. And then I overfill that little line there.
Kind of giving that more of the pouty look in the middle of the lips.
Right. And that's kind of what I'm going for, because I can't get the full lip everywhere. It just doesn't work on me. So I have to do more pouty. Exactly. And then I take the entire lip liner and I do the whole thing.
Okay.
I don't just do the outside. I do the whole lip, because I feel like then whatever I put on it, I've really kind of created, honestly, like a false lip underneath.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then do you usually layer that with a lipstick or a lip gloss or
Yes.
something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the reason I do it now is I let it sit.
Okay.
I don't do my lipstick until the very end, because I don't know always what wig I'm wearing. And this, so again, this just works for me. My recommendation, match your liner for just basic makeup, right, to your lip color. Like try to keep it as natural as you can. It's a little darker because I want it to stand out, but now I can go literally any color, and I'll show you that, and it works.
But depending which wig you choose, right?
Exactly. And now it can dry, which I think is really something we don't always think about in makeup, is the patience of layering, right? So think of a biscuit. When you make a homemade, buttermilk biscuit, the reason those are so good is you took the time to like mince all that little butter. And so when it rises, all the air and the butter make it pop up really. Your makeup's the same way. You need to just give it time and layer and dry. Otherwise it doesn't, I don't think for me, work as well. So
yeah, kind of all just blends together instead.
Exactly. Right. And there's no right or wrong. I feel like we put too much, like, when I watch the videos, like, don't do this, do this. And I'm always like, do what works for you. But
exactly.
Fun to learn.
That's exactly what works for you. So that's perfect.
Right. Exactly. And everyone has a different lip shape. You just kind of have to embrace it, because you really can't alter it. You can plump it a little bit if you want to go do, filler and that type of stuff, but you really can't change the way your lips are. I mean, there's certain features, right? We're just, unless you're getting plastic surgery. So I usually move on from here, and this sounds, again, really dumb, but I like to layer. And so it's more of what needs to sit. So I have used a whole bunch of different products. So I will show you a couple things that I have used. So one of them is Saint. That was when I was trying to remember. And it's just so it's magnetic, and it has all these different little, but
is that one of those pots that you kind of like build your own to choose which shades
you can. Yep, exactly. And then the idea is you carry it in one piece, and you can go wherever you want. I also found, and you can buy individual ones. You don't have to buy the whole kit, which is nice. I also found, and I know it sounds dumb, but these are called chubby sticks, and they are Clinique, again, old school, but I still never found this color that I love. And these are more of the moist contouring or coloring, or I don't know what you would call it, but
okay, yeah, like a contouring blush, bronzer.
Yeah, but it's wet, right? Compared to the powder. Yep. Yeah. So what I do, just because again I want to allow things to kind of dry and process. I would look like Maleficent if I could, with her cheekbones. I love cheekbones. So I got a little close there. So what I do is just go like that. I don't know if you can see, right? And that's all. And then I just kind of let it sit for a minute, and I go do my eyebrows and let that sit for a second.
Perfect. Unfortunately, I don't have a cream one, so I will just use powder and follow along with
That'll work.
But yeah, just cream.
That'll work. We'll let you do that. And
perfect. And then brows were next, right?
Yeah. So right now, and I will say normally I spend more time on my brows than anything else. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but brows are everything right now in my world, because it separates like my face from my hair. Because I don't feel like I have like the curtains over the windows.
And brows can really change the whole shape of your face too.
Oh my gosh, right? It so does. And people are not always nice on social media and on different, platforms. And, to everyone watching, if you're one of those little, Karens out there, please don't do that. Just don't say anything if you don't like what someone's doing. But it's fun to experiment and try different things. And depending upon what I want is how, I'm going to be honest, how long I go. Right. So sometimes I just go fairly short if I'm doing very light makeup. But if I'm doing more dramatic, one of the things I like is to actually, because my hair stops, right, like about here, I actually will extend it down to, so it kind of meets the edge of my eye. A lot of people don't like that look. Some people do. It just depends what I'm in the mood for.
Yeah.
I don't know what you tend to do, but
I feel like it's kind of almost changes from day to day. I feel like I always try to do them relatively similar day to day, but then they always end up looking pretty different, especially depending what wig style I choose. I'll try to change the shape a little bit.
Same, right? And they're not sisters or twins, they're cousins. I mean, they are definitely not related. I will be honest.
Right.
I have this one, very easy. You know, I just comb it down. It's like, yay. And this one, I'm like, oh, what? I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue. So
when I have been by the start of the day, and by the end, I realize they look totally different, but it works, you know?
Right. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I looked surprised with that one eye. You know, it's a little higher there. I'm like a James Bond villain, right? Like, woo! And then I know my Botox isn't working. So I have tried all expensive brands, and I'm just gonna be totally honest. What I love right now, it is called Tattoo Studio. And I think it is by Maybelline. Okay. And so you sharpen it, right? It's an eyebrow pencil, and it comes with just the little brush. So, right, you can brush your stuff, right? And I always brush after because I mess it up. And then the other thing I love that you can also get in the same line is so in between. So I get microblading, and that I only do like once every 3 years. So it's the semi-permanent tattoo, for those of you that don't know, that when you have kind of thinning or whatever, as long as you're committed to it, it does fade, but it'll go in and it will kind of help you maintain year to year to year. And I do. So that's why they look so light. And then on top of that, because that's just on your skin, your hair grows. And if your hair is like mine, where I've got like darker roots, if it's blonder, it looks, you know, or it can look white, gray, whatever you got. So you want to darken your hairs. Well, some people want to go in and get them dark. Some people don't, right? This is basically a liquid brush. Well, it's not a liquid brush, but it's a brush that has kind of a, let me see if I can get it in there.
Oh, I see.
And it's wet, like super wet. So
it's almost like a mascara or something like
yes, like a mascara brush, but it's for your eyelash or your eyebrows, and it comes in all kinds of different colors. So if you feel like you did the line right, but the hair on top doesn't match, does that make sense? Like,
so you can go coat that hair almost like a
you're like, what?
But,
something's not right in Denmark there. This is a great way to help fix and cover that up, especially I don't really have gray hair yet, but for women who have gray hair, this is life-changing, because you don't want to pluck your eye. I don't think you should pluck your eyebrows unless you absolutely have to, like where you don't want them to grow back. So I grew up in what was her name, not Cindy Crawford, well, Cindy Crawford time, but she was on the beach, Blue Lagoon, Brooke Shields. Remember all her big eyebrows?
Yes.
So I'm a big eyebrow girl. But anyway, so I tend to do a light and then go back. This is kind of it is a pencil, but again, it's a little more moist than what you think of as a dry pencil. So I like this because once it dries, it tends to stay better. When I use the pencil, if I even go like this, I realize like one eyebrow is half off midday.
Right.
And this doesn't do that for me.
You said it's more like a liquid kind of, like almost
well,
like
it's wet. It's more like this chubby stick a little bit versus the powder. So the pencil tends to be more dry. This tends to be more like, I would say, a marker, but not that wet.
Interesting. Okay. So I'm going to go along with the brow products that I have. It's not going to be exactly what you're doing, but just to do with my brow products at the same time.
Perfect. So everyone does it different. I start at my arch, go down, and then I go back to my point and work to my arch.
So
that's how I learned it in school.
I'm gonna try what you're doing just to see if it's a different.
Yeah. So I start at my highest peak and then draw down to where I want it to end, and I'll do it on both sides so you can kind of see what it looks like. And then I just make sure that I have my stuff together and it's right. So you can see it looks kind of weird, but it helps me define before I get mixed in here whether or not they're the right width apart.
Right. Yeah, that's something I always struggle with, is the right kind of shape.
And look, I already mucked up on national Instagram here. Better than national TV, right? There we go. It was a little high. So
everyone's supportive here. We're all about trusting the process with the makeup.
You just kind of have to work till you get it. And that's a nice thing. You can always take it off, which again, why I recommend don't get rid of your base on here, because now I brushed it off. All I have to do is go like this and you can't tell that that spot's gone.
Yeah.
So once I get the middle, then I go back and I draw my lines here first.
Okay.
So because I
do you have
just
any
want
sort of
to
trick for making
define.
sure that's symmetrical or lining them up?
Yeah, I kind of, here's my thing. I have a crooked smile, right? So when I smile, I hated it for like my entire life because it goes up on this side, right? And I was always like, it's like an evil genius kind of thing. And I finally decided, you know, that's what makes me unique, and that's what makes my smile different than everybody else. And so it's fine, you know? So I literally just let my eyebrows, to the most part, do what they want to do. I mean,
okay,
I think people look more odd, in my opinion, when you try to make, your face isn't symmetrical. So to make it, you want to make it not look, you know, like crazy, right? Like clown on one side and, you know, princess on the other. But I think you kind of have to go with your face, because again, like this eyebrow tends to be a little bit higher than this one. And I have a little, but that's my face. So I just kind of go
that's a really good way to look at it. Is if you just follow the natural shape of your own face, that's how you're supposed to look. So that's a really good way to look at it.
Right. It's my grandma right here, and my mom here, and my dad over here, and I think it's great. So
I love that. And
so
like you said, it's what makes you unique and
exactly right. And that's what this is all about. And the wig community and everything else is just embracing who you are and having fun. And who cares 100%. What naysayers say? So anyway, so I draw the little line just right here, and just because again, that's really where my eyebrow naturally kind of starts. And I just make sure like it doesn't look weird. And then I finish drawing basically to meet then where I started at my arch.
Okay. Great.
And then just kind of make sure it's even. I will tell you, one of the lessons I learned in school way back in the day is when you have pencils, the recommendation I had from one of my teachers that I've never forgotten, and I'm super cheap, so she would roll over in her grave, you get the point as pointy as your pencil. So if your pencil is dull, you are going to get a thicker line. If your pencil is sharp, you're going to get a more accurate thin line. So I thought it was great advice, because you don't think about it and you don't want to waste it. So you're not, well, I don't want to keep sharpening it, but you're not going to get a thin line with a blunt end.
Right.
So
sharp tip will help give you like that really nice precision.
Exactly. And so it's worth sharpening and using it, in my opinion, a little more. But and then to fill in, because I don't have the micro needling or micro blading right now that I should, I use one of these super little pointy guys.
Okay.
And I use eyeshadow. So some people use base, some people, where's my eyeshadow thing? Some people use whatever they want, and I respect that. This is where, so if I know what wig I'm wearing, which I do, because I got a fun thing from René of Paris, I cannot wait to wear. In my favorite color, melted marshmallow. I know. So hang tight for melted marshmallow, right?
Right.
It's one of my favorite colors. Color. So it has darker roots, right? And then ash at the bottom. So because I'm doing the darker roots and I know it ahead of time, I am going to use, I know you guys just bear with me here. See the black and this like kind of steely gray and then this dark brown. I know, like you're like, oh my gosh. And it will look dark at first, but not once I get my hair on. So my suggestion to everyone who wears different wigs all the time, you could stop right here, finish the rest of your makeup, and then go back when you're doing your lipstick and everything else and darken or do whatever you need to do to adjust.
Revisit
but I already
once
know.
You have the hair color on, because then you can see how it matches. So that was something I was going to ask you. Do you typically pick your hair color first and then pick your makeup, or how do you usually do that?
It totally depends. So I'm a big moody girl. I mean, I'm not moody like, you know, oh, she's upset. But it's all my moods. Sometimes I pick a pair of shoes and everything goes from my shoes. Other times I'm like, nope, tomorrow I'm a redhead. Or I know I'm wearing a certain hat, or like today it is ridiculous hurricane winds. I am going to wear a hat, or I'm going to put my wig in braids or something so I don't have it in my mouth constantly. Right. So yeah. And so I just take, and I don't know if you saw me or not, but don't like rub in there like you do with eyeshadow. I mean, I literally dip like that.
Okay.
Like I dip in the color and that's it. And then I always start the same way I do my eyeshadow, and I do it from the opposite of what you think, and I start from my point.
Okay.
So I go and I put it the right way, right? And I go from my point and I go up right next to my skin. And then instead of doing the other one, because now if you think about it, right, it's like anything else, I just used all my product on this eye. If I go and do this eye, it's not going to be the same color. So I go back and I dip the exact same numbers, the exact same colors. And then I go to this eyebrow and do the same thing.
Okay.
And then I always end with a flat right on the end.
Okay.
So I do it with the, you know, the shape. So this, that direction. And then when I end it flat right there to blunt it. Okay. Now this is when you can use this if you want. And notice I still haven't brushed them. There's a reason for that. You can use this thing if you want, which is, you know, really going to darken it. And then you can go back to your eyebrow pencil, which I just lost. How does that happen? There it is. And now I'm going to take this. And now what I do is I brush it out.
Okay. Now, is that particularly for if you have brows of your own, or is that also good to help kind of get the texture you want on the eyeliner or on the brow?
So both. If you don't have hair, you can definitely do that. That's really where this one comes in, because it literally will add some wet and almost make the appearance of,
oh, interesting, almost make it look like
hair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, it can be too thick and then you're like, oh, I can see you coming. You know, you don't want your eyebrows to enter before you do, which they look like they would right now. But that's where then this comes in, because it softens and blends, right? Okay. Then also when I do this, if I need to cut any hairs that like grew overnight, right? Like, what did you invent? Because they're all like, you know, I can do that, calm down crazy. And then I can see if there's anything I got out of whack. And then I always go back with this. And I just, sorry, I keep putting that in the way. And then I just go like this over it, because everything I did just messed up everything on that edge right there.
You're just going to fix that kind of like concealer or foundation edge there.
Perfect. And now I'm going to go back. So I let those sit, because again, I don't want to mess with those yet. I'm letting them dry. And trust me, this whole process for me, literally, if my eyebrows are fairly done, like they take a little longer now and we're talking, but this whole process probably takes me no more than 10 minutes. So we're stretching it out and we're showing, but that's why I do my lips first. They're drying. This is drying. Now this is drying. Now I'm going to go back to here. And
kind of happen simultaneously.
Exactly. Right. Because otherwise people go, well, I'm going to do, and again, there's no right or wrong. I just want it to dry. So I love these. Now some of the ones, let's do a little brush tutorial, because I think this is interesting. These are soft, right? So a little bit harder, not quite as soft as this one, which is super soft, right? But these are, they're chunkier and they're harder. And so what I like to do with these, this is my light one. So when I'm doing anything with highlight color that's light, I use this one, because I don't like to mix them, because then you get everything screwed up personally. And so when I'm doing the darker ones and just this base, because then later when I switch to powder after this, then I'm going to move to this. But so I just take and I just tend to work that in. And what I'm trying to do is create, again, my, right, I think everybody knows how to do that at this point. I don't think that's super exciting. But then again, with hands, I'm a big one for putting my hands back over it, because your hand is going to blend the way that, in my opinion, no brush has ever blended. Yeah. So
that like proper shape.
Yep. So then I kind of like pull down, because again, I'm trying to draw a little line where my, right. So shadowing, but then as soon as I get it, I'm just going to rub my hand over it, and then good to go. Okay. Now I don't want to waste this. And so again, I am so cheap. Abby, you're going to be like, I've never seen anyone make their makeup stretch. So I now go along my jawline with it. And I go right in here.
And do you usually do that before you put the wig on?
Yep. Because I want it under, right? Because I, you know, depending upon how the wigs are, some are lace front, some are like two of my favorite. The one we're wearing today is lace front, but then the other one of my favorite from Noriko, which is also, you know, René of Paris, is Angelica, and that is almost like a permateased, and so there is no lace, and so and both work great, but I just don't want to mess with this. Once I get my band on, I want all this to be done. So the stick bronzer, I'm assuming you're talking about Chubby Stick. Where did I put it? It is Curvy Contour is actually what it's called, and it's 01. So it is 01 Curvy Contour. And this, what I love is I just put it in my purse, and they have different ones, so you don't have to do it as dark, whatever you want. And so now I tend to go, okay, everything looking fairly good. All right, I'm going to do eyelashes. Everybody's favorite. You ready to move to eyelashes? And the reason I do this next, as silly as that sounds, I want it to dry again. So I've learned I don't want to be messing in here with my eyelashes when my eyebrows are wet, because now I'm going to mess up my eyebrows, right? So, and you notice still, like, you're, depending upon your liner, if your liner is wet or if your liner is more pencil, you might find it's already dry if you just touch it tacky, and it might still be a little tacky. And again, reason behind that is layer. If it dries and then you put on another layer, I promise you guys your lipstick will last so much longer without staining your lips, because I don't like the stain. Some people love it, but I don't like the stain. So lashes, I can be like super neutral, like, but I don't usually wear lashes and makeup. If I don't wear makeup, I don't wear lashes. If I wear makeup, I wear, it's just my own thing. If it's just everyday look and I'm not trying to be dramatic and I'm just kind of whatever, so cheap, Abby, you're going to make fun of me. I get these off Amazon.
Love it.
I love them. They come in a big bunch. I think they're great. And then I actually got introduced. I walked up to a lady in the store and I'm like, I love your lashes. And she's like, thanks for asking. And then she told me all about them. And so these are now my favorite dramatic lashes.
Oh, I love those. Kiss.
So they're
great lashes too.
Kiss, and they're called Ruffle, Ruffle. Again, I get them off of Amazon. Thank God for Amazon. And they're Naked Drama, but the brand is Kiss. Perfect. And they come in a set like this. These come individually. And I do wear my lashes as long as I can where they still look good. Sometimes I wear them once and I've just tortured them. So what do you think? Do you want to go big or do you want to go small? Well, they're not small, but they're not as dramatic.
Maybe those Kiss lashes. I think mine are pretty similar to those Kiss lashes.
Okay, so we'll go a little drama. Let's see. So the only thing I hate, I don't know, do you guys hate that when you try to get these off, the little things, they are so hard to pull off, and you sometimes ruin them trying to get them.
End up damaging the lash because it ends up sticking to the package.
Yeah. So if you lash makers are watching, can you figure out a way? Because I'm like bending and I'm trying to do stuff and I get so mad. Don't make me ruin my lash for no reason, or I pull it out. And I don't like that. So anyway, and I'm assuming everybody knows about lashes, but I have a couple tricks. Which I am happy to share. So normally, and I don't have my scissors right here and my glasses I lost already. But let me see if I can do this. So do you notice how there's this little plastic that sticks out right there? Can you see that?
Like the band goes a little bit longer than the lashes.
Yeah, I don't like that. And you can cut these, by the way. I think we feel like we're not allowed. I'm going to step off screen and get a scissors. I think we feel like we're not allowed to cut them because, I'm going to ruin them, and it's fine. You can cut them. So I cut that little piece off because it drives me crazy on both sides. I don't understand why it's there because it's like bright white, and I don't know. Anyway, long story. So I think everyone knows how to do it. You look for the shorter goes into your mid eye right in here, and then the longer obviously goes out. So I have the hardest time with lashes. I only do the glue it. I've done the kind that are permanent on, and I did not like that. I like taking all my makeup off.
Extensions or
hated it. And if you like it, love it, you do, boo. You just do you. But I want to rub my eyes at night, and I can't do that.
Have the option to take them off when you don't want to be wearing them.
Right. And so, and I have a trick. Someone asked about glue, and I will tell you, I have a trick for that too. So I use, and there are tons of different brands that you can use. Again, Amazon, whatever this is, I can't see it without my glasses, but maybe you can, and you can watch it. You can message me and I'll tell you what it is. Is it focusing?
Not quite. It's a little
Let me grab my glasses because I can't see.
Yeah, no worries.
You think I would, and I'm going to have giant big glasses, but that's the way it is here.
Oh, I love the style of them.
Scene hold. Secure hold. I'm sorry. Secure hold is what it's called. And so what I love about this is it's clear, right? Sometimes you get black, whatever, magnetic. I don't use that. I just use clear. I have to put my glasses on to see, or I will get it all over. But anyway, what I do is I put it on the whole length, right? And just make sure it's fairly even, not overdo it. That's, I think, the biggest mistake is either your glue is bad and it's tacky, and don't use sticky glue or clumpy glue. And then what I have learned to do is go like this.
You really want to get it to
kind of
fit your eye shape first before you put it
on. So
yeah.
Basically I'm trying to just get it to be mobile with that glue so it'll bend where I want it to bend when I put it on my eye, because otherwise what I've noticed is you stick it down and then it goes and
one
then
side will pop up and then the other.
And you're like
yeah.
And you know, kids, this is riding a bike. There is no easy way to do it other than just play with it and you will figure it out. Definitely. All right, so once it's on,
everyone lashes had their phase of lash struggles. So
I've taken them all off and started over. I'll be honest. And so then at that point, once I bent it, I tuck it, or I put it on the middle first. So I press it down in the middle of where I want it. And then I pull it to the end. Then I put the center by my tear duct last.
Okay.
That's how I do it. There's no right or wrong, but I am terrible about measuring. So that's why I do it that way, so I can make adjustments as I go instead of sticking it and then having to pull it and unstick it. And then I just kind of go like this and press, make sure it's pressed everywhere, and then I leave it alone. So like one, it looks so weird when you have one done. But then I just
love that style of lash on you. That's a fantastic.
Isn't it cool? It is really, and I've seen people cut it so it's even shorter, but I like it just this way. So, and then I think the biggest trick is stop touching it. I just can't say let things rest enough alone, because the glue is still damp whether you think it is or not. And now you're going to go put stuff in there and you're not going to be happy. So I'm always like, do your eyelashes and then we're going to
let it dry.
Let it move, right? Go get your cup of coffee. I'm going to trim this other one so I can stick it on so I don't look like a cyclops. Wouldn't that be fun if we all just started wearing like one
lash? Yeah, maybe that's the style of the future.
Right? We're just going to make it weird that you only do one side of your face.
Yeah.
So again, when glue's done, glue is done, guys. I mean, you cannot extend it. So again, I'm just going to go like this while I'm letting the glue kind of sit where it gets tacky, but it's not so wet. I will say, if you get glue in your eye and your eye starts watering and everything gets wet, just stop, walk away, take a deep breath, eat an Oreo, hug yourself, right? Pray to Jesus, but just let it go and walk away. You are not fixing that bad boy right then. Not going to happen.
Yeah, that's always the worst, because then it messes up the rest of your makeup and you
get and you just and then it's sticky and you just got to walk away and
give yourself a breather.
Right? And I know this is right in front. I'm trying not to, but
it's hard because you got to get really close to that mirror.
Well, especially for me, I need LASIK, so. And I've never done something like this where, I mean, I've been on like a business trip and someone's watching me put on makeup, but I've never felt the pressure of all of you guys watching. So.
Oh, well, we're all here for support, so.
I don't ever get nervous, so I'm not nervous, but I will say I hope, little nice judgies. So, all right. So anyway, I just tap it again like that, and then I'm just going to let it sit. And if something's wrong, I can go back, honestly, and I have added glue later. That's also another trick. You can take, your glue and, go like this and make sure you get as much glue off as you can. And you can go back and just go like this. But
okay, so that's like a little brush applicator with that one.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah, maybe you can see, and it's pretty flex, like see how soft that is. So you can go in and touch it up, but don't do it right away, because again, if your eye starts watering, it's going to take away all your lashes and you're going to just be a disaster. Right. Once it starts setting a little bit and I know it's in the right spot, for me personally, I'm probably one of those old ladies that I need like that lifted so I don't have as much skin. So I tend to, and I go to the one I glued first, I tend to just go in and push it back like that. So I leave my eye open. Can you see the difference between I'll do one and not the other? So I push it like that. Can you see it?
Kind of open up. Yeah. So it's really kind of drawing up.
Yep. I just go back and just kind of push it up like that. And sometimes you have to do it throughout the day.
Like drying a bit, but still like tacky enough that it can still be adjusted a little.
Right. And see, I think, oh, this is a perfect example. So this one, can you see right there? It's coming off. You didn't get it because I talked too long. All right. I'll show you how I fix it because I just said I could do it. So here you
That's
go.
perfect for the demonstration.
I have to look at the mirror though. So what I'm going to do is go like this right there and then stick it down.
Yeah.
But I have to look really close to the mirror or I will stick my eye.
Oh yeah. Definitely good to be careful.
Okay. And then you're just going to stick and hold it down. And you should be good to go. Like it's that simple to just fix if you didn't get it stuck.
Right.
So
yeah, that brush applicator is really great for fixing the lashes where they're not stuck.
I love it. And actually I just make sure I never leave home without it. If I got one that was weird, I've been known to go into the bathroom, rip it off and just do it again. Like it's not that big of a deal. It's not life or death.
Sometimes it's so much easier to just reapply from scratch
Yep.
than it is to try to fix the little corners.
Yep. And sometimes I've had certain glasses that they get in the way. So I have to use shorter ones because I'm like, they're, you know, so whatever.
Yeah, do you ever have the issue where the lashes are so
Yep.
glam that they end up hitting the
these glasses and these lashes hit. Now, if it's not these glasses, I can wear others that are a little more, this is more flat. So if I wear more rounded, I don't have a problem.
Okay.
But then I would recommend, so these Christinas I love, this is 38 and it's 100% human hair, cheap though, on Amazon, Christina 38. They're not as long and dramatic, but they're still, I feel like they're still lashes, right? Because that's the thing. If you're going to put lashes on, you kind of want lashes. And then someone just asked again the brand I'm wearing, but I don't know, Abby, if you want to share yours. Mine are Naked Drama Lash Contour. They're called Kiss, and they're part of their Fall and Fluffy line, but they're called Ruffle. So they come in a pack like this on Amazon.
I love those.
So mine look like that. Oh, look, I can't turn my hand that way, apparently. There you go. I ripped apart
I have
the
to try
back.
those. I love Kiss lashes. I'm not even sure which brand I'm wearing right now because I've been wearing this pair for a while. I really do just wear them until they're unwearable. But a lot of times it might be these. I have these nearby that are still in the package. The I Lauren London Vegas nail lashes.
Okay.
These might be those, but I don't totally remember.
Nice. You're like
I
me.
got
I
Marshalls
just
on sale, which is great.
Yeah, I'm cheap, so I just wear them until they go, thank you so much for putting that down. She is one of my friends that just did that. Thank you.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so now what I tend to do, I want to leave my eyes alone for a little bit. Again, just let the glue dry, go on to something else. So now I do a little bit more of what I would call the highlighting contouring thing. Okay. So a couple different things. I like, this is just, I think you get it. Do you have Target? You're in London right now.
Yes.
Do you have something like Target out there?
Well, yeah. Normally I live in New York. Right now I'm in England, but.
Okay. So this, look, I have hair everywhere. Part of being a wig wearer. This is a fun one. It's just from Elf, and it's got kind of the dark, right, and then the white and the light. I also found this one I love, and I broke it. You ever drop it and you just feel like you lost your kitten? Yep. It's Kat Von D right here. Right? And then, so I can't hold it like this and open it because it will fall out. But it's Kat Von D, and it's called Shade and Light Contouring Kit.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that. I've never tried it myself, but I've heard. Can
you see that? Is that not? It's kind of bad looking. Anyway, I'll open it like this, and you can see my broken one because I dropped it. But super cute. Happens. So now I take this brush, and my big one is my light, and my small one is my dark. And now I go to the powder contouring. And so now what I end up doing, and I'm not sure, I'm going to try to do it in the camera, but it's so hard because I'm so used to a mirror. Now what I try to do with the powder is just go a little bit over again. And I know you're going to be like, it's not blended. Don't worry about it. We'll blend it. And just go kind of like right in here, right? Because again, I'm just using my lines. And then what's left of it, again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go up here. And I'm going to go down here. And then with the powder, I'm just going to do, and I know people do their whole nose and the whole thing. I'm telling you, I can't do it. I am such a dork. So I just go right on this part of my nose because I feel like I have a little piggy nose. I already have like this thing, the bunny thing. And so I try to make mine longer, and it does work, and you can be dramatic with it. And I'll show you what my last stage is, right? So thank you again. She wrote down the Kat Von D. So at this point, then I switch and I go to one of three things depending upon what I'm doing. So you can use this lighter, like this one, right? And I would use this one right here. If you use a cream, So like my chubby stick, only they have this in light, so you can do it that way. Or what is fun, and I'm sharing this one because I just found this and I love it. So it's not, everyone calm down. I know it's not made up yet. It's e.l.f. and it is called liquid highlighter.
Oh,
Okay, watch this now. So I get a little bit and I go and try not to overdo it because I can't see. Right? And I do a little, like a little dot here, right? And then I just did it in here. Okay. And now I'm going to take this, and it's got a little shine. I love it. And I just go like this right in here, because this is where I want, and go up.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
So right here, and then I just go up on the side like that. And then I put a little here, and I want to go like this, and then I want to go down my nose.
Okay. Just hitting all like the high points of your face.
Yep. And then sometimes, for those of us who struggle with this, we get these little, I have an English bulldog and I call him my bulldog. I look like my dog face, where I get these really deep lines, and I hate these. But they're also your smile lines, right? They're also what define your face when you smile. And so it's not horrible. You can get some filler in if you don't like them, and that's totally cool. But sometimes just taking a little bit after you've already done it everywhere where you want it, right? So I up here and up here, sometimes right here, right? Because now I'm defining my jawline. Because again, I like my face harsh. I like harsh features. I can just go like this.
Okay.
So you don't want to do too much, but basically what you're doing, see how you're kind of going like this? You're making a weird angle. Oh, and then you're going up and down, and then you're going over here, and you're going here and here and across. So if you think of, does that make sense, kind of what you're doing?
Yeah.
And then with your dark, you're really going here, here, and then around here, here, and here. And then I do dark right here. So that's kind of where my contouring goes. Everyone should do it according to your face and what you're trying to highlight, right? Yeah,
I guess it's all about trial and error and seeing what works best for you.
Exactly. And some people like pink right here, like rosy, kind of pinky. And I think it's adorable when people do it. I look like a total moron when I do it, so I don't do it. So, and then I still do every time, Abby, and I go like this, and I wipe it over my face, and then I just literally wipe it on my pants. I'm not gonna lie. I have pajama pants on, and I just wipe it on my pants. So you can start to see the contouring, right? You're not having huge lines. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna bring it all together.
And now I'm gonna go back and do my eyes, because my eyes have sat for enough. And so the first thing I want to do is make sure all my glue is calmed down on my eyelashes. And I don't really mess with them anymore. If I wanted eyeliner on the top of my eyelid, I would do it before I put my eyelashes on. That's my trick. But I usually don't put any more up there, because like I said, as you get older, see how this drops a little bit? I feel like if I darken that too much, it gets so heavy that it actually brings it down instead of lighten it. Okay. So that's just my little trick. And then, you know, there's 3 kind of brushes for your, normally you can use whatever you want, girls, boys, whoever's watching. But I tend to use these 3. So this one is a little bit wider, right? This one is kind of that round to go right in the crease right there. And then this one I use for right in here. Okay. Okay. So I'll show you. So I start with this wider one, and then we're doing fairly neutral. And I told you neutral to pink. I love, this is CoverGirl True Naked Nudes. And this is my favorite, one of my favorite palettes. I keep using that arm, and I can't turn my arm that way.
Yeah, I love that color scheme. That's fantastic.
So really just basic, right? And I take this one right here, this is my kind of everyday makeup. So it's kind of not the brightest. And I literally put it everywhere on my lid. Okay. So if you have heavy lids, or if you're trying to look, I feel like more sophisticated. There's times I want to be edgy and fun and green and blue and whatever colors. But that doesn't always work. So I tend to just take a neutral tone and do it everywhere. And whatever your neutral tone is, start there, right? And same thing. Now I already put base on there, if you remember. And I have that stinky eyelash that's making. So while you do that, what is your favorite? Do you like dramatic, like in the creases? Do you like dramatic color? What is your love?
A little bit of both. For day-to-day makeup, I kind of do the lighter tones. Sometimes I don't even bother with eyeshadow at all. But I usually have like the the cat eye liner on with the lashes. Sometimes I'll just do a little bit of a color, like maybe in the corner.
Yeah, same. So if I'm going to like a, you know, a charity event or something where I'm really trying to look dramatic, and, you know, I will do quite a bit in there, but I find at least I feel like I want my eyes to pop, not always my makeup, right? And sometimes I feel like my color of my eyes are fighting my makeup, and you just have to pick what you want. But if I am going to do something, then for me, it's all about the tools. So I take this, I like this little round guy.
Okay.
Because it fits right in the contour for me right here. And that's really where I want some color. So I'm going to do just neutrals today. So I'm going to take a little bit of like this brown and this brown and a little bit of pink. And then I'm just going to go right here in this crease, which hopefully, and it doesn't take very much, you guys, for people to notice that little crease. Like look already from one eye to the other eye.
Yeah, even just a subtle amount can have a good effect.
Yeah, I think when you get too much, it becomes almost overwhelming a little bit. So just subtle in there.
Okay.
Now I start outside and go in, because this is where I want the most pigment or color. If I go here and go out, I'm going to get most here, and I want it to blend.
Right.
Yep. So always start, or at least for me, my recommendation is always start out and work in.
Yeah, that's a great tip.
Then I take the lightest shade that I have right here, and I'm just going to highlight right here.
Okay. Around the brow.
And the reason I like doing that is if you have heavy brows or eyes like I do, or as we age, we get, I like having it highlight a little bit, because it gives the illusion of having a little more raise to it. So that is a huge piece for me that I love. And then I feel like, you know, it's kind of at the point where now I can go to my eyeliner. But before I do eyeliner, and this is a little goes a long way, white pencil.
Oh, okay.
And I do right here.
Oh, I love that.
And
now I only have a white liquid eyeliner, so that might be a little too intense for this.
You may not want to do that.
Yeah, so if I'm going for a really dramatic look, sometimes I will take the white liquid liner and put it in the same spot. For more of a natural look, that doesn't quite work. So
yes, no, and then I do right in here.
Okay, you know, I'm gonna try to simulate what you're doing with the white eyeshadow and see if I can get the similar effect.
Yep, and then I was gonna say that's actually what I do. I take the same one that I used for up here, and I take a white, and I just brush in here, and I calm down the liner that I just put.
Oh, okay.
So I'm spreading it out a little bit in there, and I'll tell you why we do that, believe it or not, and that is because there is an old wives' tale that people who have white eyes are more trustworthy and useful, believe it or not.
Interesting.
So I do start my day with eye drops. I think I use Luminary or Lumina that are supposed to really bring the white in your eyes, because I tend to work on my computer a lot. So just a trick, if you want to look young, you know how they say if your skin looks dry, you don't look young and stuff like that. Same thing with your eyes. So
interesting. That's a great tip. Yeah. It's like these really subtle things that people don't really notice, like consciously, but it's there subconsciously.
Right, right. Same thing with your teeth. Yeah, I mean, it's just, so then I go back and I'm going to take my black eyeliner, and I'm sorry, I've tried like light black, dark gray. I've tried blues. I've tried other colors throughout the years. I tend to just go back to black. I'm kind of boring with eyeliner. Love when people play with it, like the greens and all that. But I have other ways I play with that when I want to play up green that I'll put underneath, and I'll show you here in a second. But so I always go to the eye I did first. So because you're letting your glue dry. Does that make sense? Doesn't really matter. You can do whatever you want, but I don't know why I'm going over to my mirror instead, because I can't see, I guess. So what I tend to do is just go, and you guys, I'm doing this blind because I cannot see a thing. So hopefully I am in there. And then I go just on this outer part. So I go across the bottom and then I just tuck so there's a little bit of a wing.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I feel like putting that underneath the white that you already have down kind of gives the
Yeah, because the white I put right on the inside of my eye. I guess, what is that? Where you, right there. And then the black I'm going to do under. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I love that look on you.
And then the really what I think, and again, my whole thing is wanting makeup to last. I am not the girl that's going to reapply my makeup 50 times a day. It's not happening. Whatever I start with, and by the end of the day, that's it. Yep. So do you remember when we were talking about eyebrows? And now I have to find it. And I said, fill it in with this little pencil, or I'm sorry, this brush right here, this little tiny one. Now I go back to the black that I had. So you can see that bottom one. I use that a lot. And I'm going to just, again, I dab it. I don't go like this because I don't want more than I can handle. And now what I think is important. So I use my eyeliner is a MAC, and it's not a pencil. It's more of, again, that moist stick. Because pencils for me, by the time I get enough of what I want, I've literally like made my eye raw because it takes so long to get the pencil coloring off. It's lighter. So I like these. And it's, again, it's more like my eyebrow pencil. It's more moist.
More like a crayon kind of.
Yes, like a crayon. Exactly, Abby. Perfect. So what I found though is that because it's a crayon, right, it's got oil more in it. And so it'll smear. So by doing this with the eyeshadow in black, all I do is tap and then go like this over what I already drew.
Okay.
And the reason for doing this is now it basically, and I'll try to do it. It's so hard for me in the camera there. Go like this. And now, oh, hey, Tammy. And now, as you can see, what this did is it's going to make that, that cranny or that oil, this is going to soak up in that and it's going to hold it better. So I'm not going to go like this and have it like smear, right? And then literally that's usually all I do to my eyes, like super simple. And then I'm going to go back one more time before my lips. And I have this little brush and I always lose it. So give me a second. Oh, here it is. It fell off something. Again, super cheap, ladies. So I'm going to use it till I can't find it. But it's this little brush right here. And you're going to go, she is crazy doing what she's doing. But I have this pink palette right here. The nudes again, if you remember that, it's kind of all these like neutral colors. I'm going to go to this darkest one. So bear with me here. And I'm just going to tap it again, right? I'm just going to tap in here. All right. And watch, I'm going to take my line and I'm going to do the same thing. And again, makeup is all, in my opinion, about layering. And then I'm going to put that away. And now I'm going to go back to my Kat Von D, which is the brown. So this deep, again, I'm sorry, I can't turn it, that right there. And I'm going to use the same brush. I'm not going to clean it off. And I'm just going to, let me try to move, the camera over so you can see a little more here at the mirror. So I'm just going to take and go right along the edge with it. And it's going to look weird at first because I went under my nose and right here. When I see people all the time go way up in here, and great if that works for them. I find it makes me look I already look cross-eyed like a Siamese cat half the time, you know, because my eyes are close together. And I feel like when I darken way up here, it pulls them in. So I then go back to this one and I just blend what I put right in my nose piece here and under here. And then if you need to
kind of get the right shape first and then blend it.
Yep. And if you need to, again, remember you have this. So if you ever feel like, hey, I got a little out of control, and then I take the same one and I'm just going to pat and work in. And I know it looks weird, but give it a second, because again, your skin absorbs stuff. Remember, your skin is a huge sponge. And I still go back to, you get what you put in. So, you know, clean your skin, use good products, drink water, hydrate, right? Take care of your skin and it'll take care of you, because you cannot cover up bad skin easily. And then it looks a little bright right now and I get it from here. But we have just 2 more steps,
Okay.
I think. And then we're done. Then we can do hair and see. So at this point, I dropped some stuff, sorry. At this point, what I'm going to do, we're kind of done with the makeup part. Now we're just kind of finishing, which is always, I think, the fun part. Where did I put that? So I think I have, if not, I will use one like it. I have a MAC one, but this is a Color Science, whatever you want to use, just powder. And here's the MAC one. So this one has a little color and this one is transparent, but it's transparent to not be white. So if you've ever noticed when you look in the store, some of the transparent are more this color and some are like almost like this. You can use the white and it's called like, what is it? Selfie powder or whatever, I think is the fun name they put on it. I tend to feel like that changes everything I do. So I go back to this huge brush, some of this, and I just literally go like this because it's just going to absorb some of the oil.
Okay, just kind of just like matte
from makeup. Yeah, because I don't have oily skin. Now, if you did, it would do the same thing. Did I drop that again? And then I'm going to do my final spritz with my matte finish again.
Right.
And then take the same brush I used on the powder. And it basically combines the powder and the spray at the same time. Because you just put that powder on. So it will hold it a little bit better. And then by the time you get done doing that, if you need to, you can, for me, I just use my hands one more time to just smooth everything out. And lipstick, and you're done. And I usually don't use lipstick or do anything else until I get my wig on and I know what I need to adjust. So
make the final adjustments with the wig. Okay.
Yep.
So do you want to move to the wig step now?
Perfect. So I am so excited because I'm going to tease people, and I have so many wig influencers, and so I am not making fun of you, but I am. I do not get all the excitement about a box. No offense. I don't care about your box. I care about what's inside the box. Wig review
to be like, here's the box.
I know. I'm like, I don't care about your box. I don't look at shoes and be like, show me the box. Show me the box.
So
I don't
funny.
care.
But then there's always going to be that one person who's like, why didn't you show the box?
I know. And I'm like, I don't like the box. I'm not buying the box. I throw the box away. I'm not lying. I don't even store them in the box. But so look at this beauty. First of all, I didn't take the tag so you can see right out of box, because when I post wig reviews, I literally will not do anything the first time I post it. I pull it right out of the box. I put it right on my head, and that is it. That is what I'm showing.
So
unless I say
get right out of the box too.
Yeah, because I hate when people alter and then they go, wait, mine doesn't look like that at all. Well, no. Now, granted, different lighting will make a big difference, right? If you're in indoor, outdoor, whatever, lighting's huge. It just is what it is, right? So I was going to show you. I'm just going to even step away and flip this on. Even just that, because now it's in the background, make a big difference, right? And if I had a front light, which I've got right here, hang on. And I was just going to try to show people, because I think everyone thinks I'm lying when I say all this stuff, but hang on, let me pull this off. So this is one of those ring lights, and now it's in front. Can you see the light? I mean, look at how much lighting changes.
Seriously, it really does.
What you see, right?
Camera completely.
So, yeah, so I always love when people go, well, you know, that's a filter. No, girls, learn how to light. I'm telling you, lighting is everything, everything. I will literally go like this and turn in the room until I find the right lighting. I'm like, there it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wear a wig grip.
Okay.
I do not wear a cap. If you do,
okay.
Great.
It's always interesting to see what different people do, whether they have hair or they don't have hair. Some people wear caps, some people don't. It really just depends on what works for each person.
Yep, exactly. And so, yeah, so I love these.
And do you always make sure your hair is tied into a bun like that as well?
Well, so it depends what I'm doing. That is a great question. So usually I have 2 and they go on opposite depending upon which one I'm wearing. Sorry, I had to flip this one. So 2 things. One, I don't really care about my hair when I first put this on, and I'll show you why. I put it on, I love snug, so I put it on as tight as I can, and then I pull it back until, everyone's different. Some people pull it until why is that not straight right there? There we go. Some people pull it until they're like here. I don't. Even if it's, I'm wearing jet black or blonde, I don't care. Well, now I can take my ponytail out, and if I am wearing a hat, because I have fairly long curly hair, and right now it is a hot curly mess, so it's catching. So so you can see it's not, you know, it's down to, you know, it's long. If I'm going to wear a hat, I will put it in a bun on the top of my head because it goes under the hat. And the problem with putting it somewhere else is that most hat sizes for people that don't wear wigs all the time, when you buy a hat, you buy it to fit your head. Well, then you put extra wig on and the hat's too small. Right. If you keep your bun up here, it makes it more like your own head size.
Head size. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. If I'm going to put not a hat on, then I put it in a ponytail, and this is weird how I do it. But I just, and I'll turn around and show you, I put it in a ponytail and then I slide the ponytail. So it basically is in a ponytail, and then I pull the last one halfway through. So it looks like that.
Okay. Almost like a half bun.
Yep. And then because it's right down here when I put my wig on, then it keeps it at the base of my neck, and it all tucks in.
Hold it in place. Right.
So again, you can see still tags on. So excited. This is my favorite color, and I will post this later so you guys can see it on my site too. But melted marshmallow. Ugh, I want to burn it in a candle, eat it, wear it.
Fantastic.
And this is Rylee. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Rylee. I have Rylee as well, but I have it in pastel pink. So it'll be fun to show 2 different colors in the same style as well.
Nice. And I'm going to actually take this tag off because otherwise I'm going to fight it. But I wanted to show you that it has the tag, so I'm not lying. Because everybody thinks, and I do cut wigs, and I do curl them, and I do straighten them, and I do all kinds of stuff. So I think you just do you. But
it's always great to see how it comes, so you know what you're going to get,
right?
Basically. And also it's great to see how easy it is to just pull out of the box, ready to wear.
And just shake it. Yeah, I mean, that is true. When you see people do that, that's like legit. And then I just hold it from here. Everyone puts them on different. Do what works for you and flip it over. I have not even looked to see if there's lace that needs to be cut or not. And then, you know, get my tabs right. And I just have to look because I can't see where my wrong side. So I put like where my hairline is, I just put it right where my hairline is. And then at that point, depending upon if it's a side part, maybe I can go down just a little bit. Now people will tell you, and there are tricks to the trade here, that tell you using your fingers through hair is wigged hair is not a great idea. You have oils and grease and stuff on your hand. Look at all the stuff we just did with our hands, right?
Makeup,
and so you can have tons of stuff, and I really cannot see in this little tiny camera, but you can have all kinds of stuff on your hands. So I think it's cautious, but I also think at the same time too, it is your hair now, so to touch it and to do things, you don't want to walk around like, don't touch my hair, because then it just looks weird and you don't want to do that. So I'm going to try to maybe step back just a little bit. So what I love about this one
on you
isn't the color right there, just that ombre.
Amazing. I love that kind of, that's so amazing. Kind of like the darker root, the medium blonde in the middle, to that really light blonde at the end. So gorgeous.
And especially for fall, right? Because like your color is gorgeous. What color is that?
So this one's pastel pink, so it's a really light color, but it has this
beautiful.
You can't really see on camera, but it has the slightest little hint of pink here. So it's fun to try to experiment with bright colors like pinks, but it's still subtle. So if you're not totally comfortable trying bright colors, I know that you are, but for other people, having that little subtle hint of pink is fun.
It is. And I think, you know, you've got to do what works for you, right? You know, I think the people who go, I don't like unnatural colors, or I only like natural, or I only like unnatural, just do whatever you love, you know?
I was going to say before is I love just looking at your page. I love how often you change your wig color, because I do the same. So it's fun to see how I kind of play with wigs in the same way.
Daily, like sometimes 3 times a day. Yeah, I've done I've gotten up and I've had an event and I wore one thing, and then I was like, you know, long hair is bothering me today. I'm going to go short. And then I had like a networking function and I needed to adjust again. I mean, I think that's the great thing. You can do whatever you want. Right.
Right.
And so like for me, and I believe, if I am correct, this is not heat friendly. Is that correct?
No, it's not heat friendly.
Not heat friendly. So here's the other trick. Let's say maybe I want a little bit more, and again, I haven't cut the lace here because obviously I just pulled it out. Maybe you want a little more height you know, because I'm a 80s girl, right? So I don't know. I think it's next to godliness to have high hair. But what I have done in the past is put a little clip. So I've taken, you know, I'm in the bathroom getting ready and I pull my hair up like this and I
love
clip it in a clip, and then I just spray some hairspray right there and I let it dry. And then I'm getting ready and I'm doing my whole thing. And when I pop it down, because the hairspray and it's kind of held there, it gives it a little more away from your face if you want it. And then as soon as you pull it down again, if you really want it to be a little more, you know, playful, you can do that too. So it's really just playing with whatever you want until you get kind of the way you want it to look. So
definitely. I think that's such a good tip for anyone who's getting a new wig style for the first time. Just like kind of play around, sit in front of the mirror for a bit, just see how you like to wear it.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, this color is just so fun. I think it's such a great fall blonde. Yours is beautiful with the pink. I love it.
Thank you. So this is about the René of Paris hot tool that we just came out with recently, which is a really fantastic hot tool for synthetic wigs. So they were just mentioning, they were asking about whether that can help with the volume on synthetic wigs, and that definitely can.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Not on,
try that out as well.
Not on these though. If they're not heat friendly, don't.
No, so the René of Paris hot
tool is that when you can?
Wig iron. Yeah, it just came out. So it keeps the temperature low enough that you can use it on synthetic wigs and change the style.
So gotcha. Well, I need to get one because I have a couple. What is the temperature safe at then?
I have to double check. I don't recall off the top of my head, but it is a lower temperature than it would be for a regular hot tool. So anyone watching this, definitely don't use a regular hot tool, but this one keeps the temperature low enough. Oh, I actually have it.
Perfect. I'm so glad that you asked that question.
That's funny. Great. It's not plugged in right now. I don't remember the temperature that it goes up to, but this is what it looks like. I do happen to have it.
Oh, I'm so excited to try that. Okay. Because I am all about, I will put, you know, kind of curls up here. And then I usually just leave the bottom for, you know, the person that asked that, because I don't want to really change. I love this. I just like a little more up here, and other people don't. So it's just up to you. Whatever you want is what works, right? And then, you know, you just style it with, the thing I love about wigs too, you put on a hat, totally changes it, right? You tuck it behind your ear.
Hair flips. A lot of times I'll kind of tie it like in a ponytail in the back like this. I love that.
Yeah, I love that you can do kind of just even, you know, little twists and then put it in and do that kind of on both sides, and you've got a little fun. So, and then, you know, put it in your bag. Put it in your bag and then pull out a different color, and you can be whatever you want. So love it.
Yeah, and I find that a lot of times when you get a new wig and you start to style it day to day, like putting in clips here and there, at the styling how you like it, the wig tends to start to fall naturally in that way after a while. So it kind of helps after a few wears, it starts to naturally flow the way you want it to a little more.
Yep, exactly. And we'll finish lips because someone pointed that out to me on mine. And so again, now I just go back and I actually line a second time. So because it's dry. So again, I overline a little bit because I like it pouty. I'm not going to lie. And then this one, I have my own lip line, but I love MAC lipsticks too. But this is one from my line.
I'm going to have to check out your line after this. Fantastic.
And it's called Bombshell. So I don't know if you can see, it's this kind of lighter whitey pink, which I'm totally into.
As well. Is that how it comes too, with that little like point?
Yep. And it's got some collagen in it, which I love. And so... Oh, look, I got a little smear right there. That's the way life works, right? And then what I do when I put it on, so I put it on, and then, let me see if I can get a little higher over this. I will go and right down here where I overlined. That's what people forget. So where you overline, you have to match your lipstick to where you overlined, or it's going to look weird because you're going to have heavier line there than where you do somewhere else. So... and then if you wanted to, one of the cool things is this one is has more, obviously, little shine to it. I don't know why I'm bending up. I can move my camera. Don't we do stuff like that all the time? I'm like, let me make it hard for me instead of just standing up.
This can move too.
So there's a couple different things I think are so fun with lipstick. So one of them is if you want to change the tone, just like with perfume that I don't think people think about, you can layer perfumes. You can layer lipstick. So if you want to add a little more white, just take again what we used right here, and you can put a little bit here. The funnest thing I've ever done though lately, where did I put it? See, this is going to be this whole show, Abby. You didn't know that. I'm going to be like, I had it. It was right here.
Oh, trust me, I'm the same way all the time. So
here it is. This liquid highlighter.
Oh yes, that I love e.l.f. too. So I'm definitely going to try that next time I see it.
And I have to put it down, but you can put a little drop right on your center lip right there. And then I just take my same brush, because honestly, it's all the same the way I figure. And I just dab it.
And then do you then layer your lipstick on top of that?
And then it depends what you want. So I let it dry at this point, and I know we probably don't have time to let it dry, but I let it dry, and then you can do like another layer if you want over it, and the little sheen will come through. But you know, again, I always think end it with that and that. Yeah.
Clean up the inside.
So it'll keep it off your teeth. So, yep.
I'm gonna add this gloss on top of my lip liner just so it's have a similar effect to lightening it.
And I think it just depends what you want. You know, do you want, you know, light, pouty, fun? Do you want more subtle, dark? You know, it's really about, I think all of this is about expressing you and how you feel. And that's why I don't think there's any wrong. And when people are like, oh, those eyelashes are a bit much, or, oh, that color, or, you know, stop doing that, ladies, to each other. Just either say something nice or don't say anything at all, you know, because beauty comes from the inside. All we're doing is having fun, right? It doesn't make you beautiful. You're beautiful naked, without any hair, without any makeup. That's your true beauty. So
yeah, exactly. And it's just so fun to express yourself the way you want to without feeling like you have to follow any particular rules. You can experiment with different colors, more dramatic lashes, less dramatic, and then of course different wigs too, which is so fun.
Right? So fun.
Yeah, so just to give a couple quick recap details of this particular wig, this was Rylee in the René of Paris collection. So I have it in pastel pink, you have it in melted marshmallow. Yep. Love that color on you. That is so fantastic.
Thank you. Love it.
Yeah.
And look at this hairline. I mean, let's be honest. Come on, look at that.
Yeah, the lace part is so nice. So it has the part on the side, so you kind of have that realistic looking lace on the top as well.
People are always afraid it's going to blow off, it's going to fall off. You know, you see the bloopers and someone's like standing there and their hair falls off. Literally, look at that, you guys. I'm pulling.
Yeah, seriously.
And all I have is a band. I don't have clips, nothing, just a hairband.
Yeah. And the good thing about this is it has the adjustable straps on the inside as well. So once you have it adjusted to your head size, then.
Yep. And I have a convertible. I wear it in the convertible with the top down.
Oh, I've definitely done that.
Yep. Amusement park.
Last week I was on zip line with the wig and it stayed on. So.
Yep. I've been to a pool and yeah, whatever you want. Yep. That looks so good.
Yeah, yours looks so amazing.
Okay, how did you follow my makeup and you look better than I do in my makeup? I just don't think that's really fair.
No. Your makeup is so perfect, and I love following your tips too, because there's so many things that I learned from this video that I think I'm definitely going to start incorporating into my regular day-to-day look. And I didn't have all the same products that you had this time, but I think now I'm definitely going to pick up like a white pencil like that. I'm definitely going to get more of that cream contour because I really liked how that blended. That looked so fantastic.
Yeah, and I think it depends upon your face, right? I don't have any oil in my skin. It's all dry, so I have to add it. But someone who had oily skin, I would recommend you do the same thing, but with powders, because powder is going to absorb into your oil, right? So you kind of do have to work with what you have, which, again, is the great thing about, I think we need like a makeup swap. Have you ever thought about that? Like, everybody brings the makeup that they worked and it didn't, or they tried and didn't work for them, because it's going to work for somebody else. So
this doesn't work for me, but it would work for someone else, and vice versa. That would be a great idea for like a kind of get together.
Right, if you knew them. I mean, I wouldn't with a stranger, like, let me use your used lipstick. But I think with friends, it would be so fun to do, because it's like, oh, I bought that color and it's too peachy. I don't look good in peach. Right. So you try it, you know? So I think it'd be great. What was that question? Do you have?
Do you have a foolproof method for applying lashes? I love them, but they're so hard to put on.
Well, you know what? Let's just real quick. Look, oh, I just took it off. Because I think it's something that most women want to try. Look how weird that looks with one and one not. I think that most women want to try, but they really are afraid. And there's nothing to be afraid of. It's going to be frustrating at first, and it's going to feel weird. And just the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get. You're going to learn your eye. You're going to learn what product you like. So just know for the first little bit, like riding a bike, you are going to fall down and it will be okay. You know, you're not going to It's not going to end the world. You'll figure it out and it'll be just fine.
Yeah.
So again, I have my eyelash, I have my glue, and I use a clear glue in this little brush. So you can see I'm just going to brush along the edge.
And would you say that kind of like less is more with lash glue?
I think so, yes. Or at least letting it sit for just a second to get tacky, because otherwise what ends up happening is you can get the glue in your eye and then you're pretty miserable. And so then I bend it like this again, just I can go slow there. And it's just making what their kind of factory setting is loose. And then I have to use my mirror. Sorry, guys. I just cannot do that without. I put it down and I press the center. So in the center of my eye, but my eyelash is underneath. Oh, we didn't do mascara. And then just realize that now. And then I press down the end. So back here. So it's where I want. Then I go to the center and press by my tear duct down.
Okay.
So basically what I'm trying to do then when I do the other one is make sure that they're even. And then the only other thing I didn't talk about is I do put a layer of mascara just subtly over the top of them, because I think it blends my natural lash. If you have lashes, if you don't, you don't need to do this. But if you have lashes, just a little bit, just down on my lash to go up. Right now, look, I just hit my eye. Welcome to reality, girls. That's what we do. I can't do that when I just glued it. You do want to wait just a second though, after you glue it, because it can pull it up.
Right.
So don't let the glue dry before you do that. See, I did. Look, I had all that perfect. Probably close enough now. It doesn't take that long. And then if you see, I'm just going at the, just at the bottom part.
Yeah, just to help really blend the natural lashes with the lash.
Yep. And sometimes if you are going to use that white pencil, like I showed you guys, the only recommendation I will say is sometimes it's hard to get in here, right? And do like, look, I just poked myself in the eye right here. It takes a little bit. I do it sometimes while I'm driving. I shouldn't say that, but it's true. At a light. And so the problem with doing that is sometimes when you do that, you actually hit your lashes and your lashes get white. Well, you may not want white bottom lashes. So again, this and lipstick for me are always last, because everything's always done. And then I just bend them again.
Yeah.
Yep. Just back. And I've even, and do with it what you want. I don't have it with me. I have an eyelash curler. And I've even taken that and it's going to sound terrible. Be careful. Don't make it too hot. Warning to children if you're watching. But I've taken a blow dryer and heated up my curling, my lash curler just a little bit. So it's warm, not hot. And then taken it and held it down just like your hair. You guys, these are synthetic fibers and they adjust by heat. So when you put your blow dryer on your eyelash curler and hold it a little bit, when you come out, your actual lash will bend that way and it will hold for quite a while. So
a little more of an intense curl.
And I think they have them out that are heated that you can buy already. I just don't think they heat them enough in those, because I think they want to be safe. I get it, but I want a little more. I want to live on the edge, Abby. I want to make them stay. So
right. I mean, you find what works for you, and then you just find these little tricks, and that's perfect.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. I just that didn't work for me, so I need to heat it up a little bit. So
yeah. Well, I love how this look came out. That wig and wig color both look so fantastic on you. Did you want to try the other wig that we have, or did you want to just stick with this
I've
one
got it right here, actually. Yeah, let me, you want to talk about it while I get it out and put it on?
Sure, sure. Yeah, so I don't have the same wig for this one, but I have the same color, so that'll be fun to see.
I totally forgot. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, no worries.
Look at this gorgeous color.
Yeah, so you have Spring Honey, is that right?
I have Harlow in Spring Honey.
Yeah, so that is one of the new Noriko releases. So that's
again, you guys tag, right? I'm not cheating. Oh, here, in case you need to see the box. There you are.
There's a handful of people that just love seeing the boxes.
I know I don't get that. I don't understand. I care so much about what's in the box, not the box. But I've never been that fond of a box of Oreos, but I've been fond of Oreos. So
right. So I have Avalon from the Alexander Couture Collection. So different style, but same color. So that'll be fun to show as well.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah.
And
it's also fun to show a different makeup look, like showing the same makeup look with two different wig colors, and maybe like talk about how you Do you ever like adjust your makeup based on the wig color?
Sure, absolutely. So this happens a lot, and people ask me that. Not only, yeah, does your wig color change? Because this one's ash and this one is a little more yellow. So definitely an issue. This does come off when you pull your wig off sometimes. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I have gone into the bathroom stall before. I've done it in my car, whatever you want to do. You will get so good at this. I promise you guys, you will not even think twice. And again, I already told you I cannot see anything. So I'll have to go back and actually watch this because without my glasses, I can't see. But you can just see how easy this is to put on. And then again, I pull it back. Everyone does it different, but I actually want my hairline here. Some people don't. Whatever you want to do, you do you.
It's great to see all the different ways people do it because it shows that there's not just one way. You can really find the method that works best for you. Plus, I'm putting on my head with no hair. You have your hair that you're working with. So,
right. And I think it depends upon, again, you know, everybody is a little different in what they need, where their hairline is. I have a little bit of a recede. So this to me is really my guide because otherwise I would end up having my forehead too long. So again, right out of the box, you guys can see right out of the box. Length. When I found out that you guys were doing it's basically an Angelica that's a shorter length. I'm just going to have to get this in every single color. Look at how cute.
Yes. Yeah, because Angelica is one of my favorites. This definitely is like a shorter Angelica. It's so fantastic. And this looks so good on you. That style is so great.
Love it. And what is yours? Yours is different.
Oh, so yeah, so this is a different wig, but same color. So I think you have Spring Honey not rooted.
Yes.
This is Spring Honey rooted.
Rooted,
and then
okay.
This wig that I have, this is Avalon from the Alexander Couture Collection.
Ugh, love it. Love it.
Yeah,
and
really
remember we were talking about lace difference. This one is not a lace wig.
Yeah,
so,
the thing with that too is like some styles call for a lace front and some don't. So when you have a style,
and I love this.
Back,
nice, there's a
right? You don't need it. Yeah,
there's a misnomer that lace front is like the better quality, and you guys, that is not true. It's just how the hair is in the front of whether you can.
Exactly.
And I don't know, if you can see this, but see the volume that's just automatically in this. I mean,
love the volume in Harlow. It's fantastic.
So cute.
Yeah, Noriko line in general is a really great line for anyone who really likes that voluminous hair because a lot of the styles that kind of have that look to it. Just like
and I do. I feel like I have a very wide face. I have a very manly face. I'll be honest. Without makeup and my hair's back, I look like my dad. Totally do.
Oh, no.
And so I feel like sometimes extra height and just being able to do some things with it soften what I would call kind of my strong features. And again, I'm okay with having strong features. There's part of my face, but I think it softens it, right? And I think you have to find the styles that work for you and the colors. And again, you can tell that's a huge difference, right? Abby, in ash, right?
Cool tone,
and more of
like a warmer tone, I guess.
Yeah, a bright. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Huge difference. And yet, look at the makeup. Do you really think? I don't really think it needs to be adjusted at all.
No, yeah. This is a good makeup look that kind of just goes with everything because it's very neutral toned.
Yeah, I mean, if it was different, I might, maybe the lipstick you could adjust a little bit because again, I think with the ash, the pink really kind of pulls, and that's what I based it on. But I do think you could very easily. So I've got what do I have? A little color palette here. Let's just do this real quick. And I have done this before, guys, when I've forgotten my makeup and I'm traveling. I use eyeshadow. Not gonna lie, I've done that before. Have you done it?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So I have done it before, and I think this one could do just a little darker.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Let's see if I
can
can
get creative with what you have. Just make it work.
Use my mirror here because I can't see. So I am using just a dark. Take all that white out and. There.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so that's great. Just like a slight adjustment like that. Whenever I'm changing to a different wig color, I always like changing the brow color a little bit, sometimes the brow shape if it's a different style, and then maybe just like a lip color or eyeshadow color. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the eyebrows did okay because the color actually pulls it okay. But I agree with you, like if I did more platinum, right? Super platinum, I would do darker brows because I feel like the platinum and I feel like I need more a Madonna brow.
It's funny you say that because I always
platinum.
feel the same way with platinums. Like some might think that you want a lighter brow with a platinum, but I love the look of a darker brow with platinum. I think that looks.
I think you can go bolder
this is
lips.
kind of similar to like platinum, the one I was wearing
Yes,
before.
perfect. Yeah, I think you can
I
do
love it with a
bolder
darker
lips
brow.
and bolder brows, and because the platinum really is in itself, right? Your features are going to stand out more in a platinum, where I think it's kind of vice versa. So yeah, I love this permatease. Is that what you call it? Permatease?
Yeah,
Am I saying it right?
for that particular wig. Yeah, just get that extra volume that naturally will kind of stay there. And the nice thing about that is that with any of the synthetic styles, once you wash them and then they dry after being washed, they will go back to that style. So same with the permatease, like after it's done drying after a wash, it'll dry back and still have that really fantastic volume and
right,
nice
right
waves to it.
Exactly. And great question about the color. You know, I think really going online, unless you know, Abby, right off the top of your head, like I know Melted Marshmallow, even though it's a René of Paris brand, it's Noriko, it doesn't cross over into René of Paris yet.
So yeah, so it depends on the wig style,
now?
like the specific style. Some of the lines from Noriko and René of Paris and Amore, some of the colors do overlap.
Okay.
But if you go on the website, reneofparis.com, you can search by style and you can search by color. So if you look up that specific wig on our website, then you can see all of the different colors available in that particular wig style.
And one of the things too that helps is people always say, you know, well, I can't tell when I go to order because it's this little sample this big, right? And I can't tell. I love to just either, you know, follow one of us if that helps, or Google. You can Google like, you know, Harlow, René, you know, whatever it is, and there will be some reviews. I think it's just really important to understand, like if I'm wearing this in here under my kitchen lights and I go outside or I'm in a darker like office environment, it will not look the same in photos. You'll think it's a totally different color.
Depending on the lighting, the camera white balance, because we both have the same color on right now. I just have the rooted version of that color.
Yes.
On camera, it looks a bit different, but these technically are a similar color. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But that's definitely a good tip, is a lot of times if you can see the color on someone who's reviewing the wig or maybe in a photo someone posted, that's a little bit easier to see how it will look on the actual wig versus the swatch.
Yep, exactly. Because it is hard, and I get that. And I believe you can buy the swatches too, which is a fantastic thing if you haven't done that. Yeah, because then you can really hold it up. And I think depending, you know, everybody has different colors that their skin tone, right? It's not, I think everyone can wear black, everyone can wear gray, everyone can wear blonde, everyone can wear, you know, brunette. It's what your skin tone and the tones in the wig you want to watch, right? So what does it pull? Is it more ash? Is it more yellow? Is it more, and as long as you stick to those, usually you'll do okay when you're ordering online. So.
Yeah, that's good if you're ordering from a place that has like a good return policy and things like that, then you can try the color and see. Or of course, if you're able to visit a wig store in person, that's always a really great experience if you're new to wigs, to get to try them on in person. Have a wig professional work with you and help you find what works best.
Absolutely. And if I could start all over, I would keep a little notebook, a little wig book, if you will, with all of the colors and the styles I liked, because that's the one nice thing is, like, you know, I love this style. And I love you know, melted marshmallow. I don't know why I can't say that today. I've not had enough coffee, but melted marshmallow. So because I know I love the color, I can go to different styles and go, that's the color I want, or vice versa.
Right. Or getting the same style in a lot of different colors is really fun too. I think we both have a small collection of Angelicas.
Excuse me. I think I have like 4 or 5 already, and I still am like, it's not enough. It's not enough.
I love it, and it's so fun. Every color just has such a different vibe to it, and it just makes it like a whole different style.
It does.
It's so fun.
It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, but this was so much fun. I just loved this.
This has been so much fun. I love seeing both wigs on you and seeing how the same makeup look looked with the 2 different wigs, because just changing the wig just gives it a whole different style to it, even without changing much else.
Right, doesn't it? And I just find, honestly, like I used to spend a lot more money in clothes, and I'll be honest, since I got into wigs, I'm like, a black t-shirt, and I changed my wigs, and you know, I'll just buy 50 black t-shirts and it's fine. I'll just wear the same t-shirt every day.
Every wig. Yeah, I love that.
Exactly. Yep. And then I feel like I can do more accessories with hats and all this stuff, and I don't find the need to try to go spend again, not that it's not a good thing. I love Gucci and all those, but I just don't find the need to go be as spendy with name brand stuff, because I feel like I'm getting some of that fashion and style out of hairstyles, and I don't have to worry about changing clothes with the season all the time. So it's been a fun departure.
Because the hair is like the statement piece and what you really get to have fun playing with. Yeah.
Yep.
I love that. Oh
exactly.
Yeah, so this has been so much fun. And for anyone who's watching, if you joined the live stream late and you want to go back and watch it from the beginning, all of our live streams on René of Paris do get saved to our page. So if you just visit our page, René of Paris on Instagram, you can go back and watch the whole live stream from the beginning, pre-recorded. And if you have any questions that come up through there, you can always comment them on that video and we'll check it out there and get back to you. But definitely go check out Sarah's page, The Atomic Blonde Co. That's right on Instagram.
Yep, The Atomic Blonde Co. Yep.
Yeah,
and I have same thing with TikTok and Facebook. They're all the same. It's The Atomic Blonde Co. So
yes. So everyone that's watching should definitely go check out Sarah's page after this. I love all of the different looks you put together with the wigs and the makeup. And I love how you go on all the ends of the spectrum with your wigs as well. So you get to see her blonde here, but then definitely go check out her page to see all the fun colors she tries too.
You're right that I try. Sometimes I don't always work, but I try. So
no,
yeah.
you pull them off so well, and it's so much fun. It's very inspiring, especially for new wig wearers who see you try all these different looks. It's fun to see the different styles and see how much fun you can have with it.
It is, and I think we always assume age, and I turned 52 last week, so I do not think that age is oh, I'm too old for wigs, or I'm too old for long hair, or whatever it is, or, you know, pink hair, right? Too crazy. You just put on a beautiful pink earlier that was very light and not crazy like some of mine. I think that's not true anymore. And so I just love that you can see it all and play, and it's such a supportive community, and it's so encouraging. Definitely. And again, I just want to say, you guys out there, you are beautiful, naked, just the way you are. You don't need any hair. You don't need special clothes, special makeup. You know, your beauty is who you are. And it's just the fun part about playing, really, than anything else. And if it brings confidence, great. That's what it's about. But, you know, the beauty is what shines within, and no wig is going to make, you know, your soul and your heart and what you do and your passion beautiful, right? I mean, it's only the cherry on the cake.
To like fix anything. It's there to just make you happy and bring out that inner glow. And that's the fun of it.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, so I agree. Just, you know, don't care about your age, don't care about, you know, any of that. You do you, and share it, because we all love to see it too. Don't be afraid to post. Love it.
100%. So much. Anyway, thank you so much for joining for this live stream. This has been so much fun. Again, for anyone watching, definitely go check out Sarah's pages, The Atomic Blonde CO. And yeah, this has been so fun. I look forward to seeing your future posts with these wigs as well, and seeing all the different looks you do.
Sounds great. Thank you. So nice to be with you today, Abby.
Yeah, you too. All right. Thanks so much, everyone.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.